everyone, this is Trisha and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be making a Sunday football chili. Now I got the idea from a friend who makes a Super Bowl Sunday soup. So I'm just going to change it around a little bit because I want it to be thick and it become a chili. So here are the ingredients. I'm going to be using half a pound of a ground beef and half a pound of, this is pork sausage. Now you can change this up to whatever types of meat you want if you prefer to use a turkey or something else. And you can also double this recipe up, so use a pound of each instead. This is just for my husband and I don't want to make a lot, so I'm using half a pound of each. Here I've also got some chopped onions, which were not part of her recipe. And then I've got some mini bell peppers chopped up here, which were not part of the recipe. This is what I'm adding on. I've changed up the corn and the vegetable to frozen. She asked for canned and she asked for it to not be drained. I've gone ahead and I've got this instead because, like I said, I'm making a chili, not a soup. I'm going to be using these black beans. She asked for ranch beans. I'm also going to add, what she didn't ask for, was some diced tomatoes, and I also have a can of rotel, which is tomatoes and green chilies, which I didn't bring out, but I will take out. And I've got some beef broth. I will be using a little bit of that. I've got my seasonings, which are ground garlic, ground onion, this powders here. I've got some salt and some black pepper. And then I'm also going to be topping it with a little bit of shredded cheese. You can use some sour cream if you prefer. And I would recommend that you serve this all with some nice cornbread, which I don't have, and I'm hoping that my husband will come home with some. So let's get to cooking. Alright, so I've got a pan here and I've added about a tablespoon or so of olive oil. You can use the oil of your choice because the first thing that we want to do is we want to brown our meats. So here's my ground beef and my pork sausage. And I want to break this up and brown it. Alright, so another ingredient that my friend asked for is minestrone soup. Because like I said, hers is a soup recipe. So what I'm going to do is in the description box below, I will put my recipe and I will put the minestrone, or the Super Bowl Sunday football soup also at the bottom, so that you'll get two recipes out of this video. I'll be back once this is all nicely browned. Okay, so before this completely gets browned, which is already starting to happen, I'm going to season it because I want the seasonings to get right into my meat. So I'm adding some black ground pepper. I did already add some salt before I realized that I hadn't shown it on the video. So make sure you add salt to your taste. Add pepper to your taste. This is onion powder. Again, about 1.5 teaspoons to 2 teaspoons depending on your palate. Again, I'm only using half a pound of meat. So if you decide to double this recipe, we'll season it accordingly. And there we go. And then I shall be back. Alright, so my ground beef and my sausage has browned nicely. You could brown it as much as you want. I think this is good enough for me. It's been about 7 minutes that I've been breaking it up and stirring it around a bit here and there. Now, I just want to tell you that the pork sausage that I'm using is a hickory flavor. So you might want to choose something that has a nice little flavor that you want to add into your chili. Okay, this smells delicious. So before it continues to brown anymore, I'm going to go ahead and add the onions and the bell peppers. And I want them to cook in there and soften a bit. So we got to get them in there. If you feel like you need a little bit more oil in there for your veggies, go right ahead and add that. Okay, so I'm back and the onions and the bell peppers have softened up a bit in my pan here. Let me show you what the onions are looking like. Just like that. And you can see the peppers. So there we go. Okay, so here's going to be another seasoning that you can add to your chili. And it's going to be chili powder and some paprika. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. And I really should have mentioned that at the beginning. I just completely forgot, you guys. So I'm adding some chili, and this one's going to give it just a little bit of spice, so that is completely up to you if you want to add that. And then over here I've got some smoked paprika. This will give it a nice flavor, and not only that, but it'll kind of give it a little bit of a color to it also. So we're going to mix that in. And again, add what you feel is comfortable for you. Make it to your taste. Getting a little bit of a burn there at the bottom. I'm not going to worry about it because that'll come up with the beef. Okay, so now I'm going to add my little frozen veggies that are not as frozen anymore. And just add as much as you want to your Super Bowl or Sunday football chili or soup. So here we go. I'm adding half of what was told to me to make the soup. But as far as the beans are concerned, I'm going to be adding a whole can, and then my tomatoes and my rotel. By the way, the rotel is this right here. And I'm using hot because I like everything hot, but they do have a mild. So if you prefer to use that, if you don't want to use anything at all, then don't bother even putting that in. Just add in your diced tomatoes. Okay. Now to this, I am going to add a little bit of beef broth. You can add about a half a cup in there. I think that's it. And then I'm going to stir this around, and I'm going to go ahead and cover this for about 10 minutes, and I will be back and add the tomatoes and cook them up a little bit more. And see, this all comes up from the bottom of my pan with that beef broth that I put in there. Okay, so I'm gonna let this just simmer for a bit for about 7 or 10 minutes, and I shall be back. All right, everyone, it's been 7 minutes, and I'm gonna open this up. This looks really nice. So what I want to do now is I want to add the tomatoes, and I've drained quite a bit of them, but I'm going to go ahead and pour now with all that little juice that's in it. And that's going to kind of cool off the pan a little bit. So you might want to bring up your heat again to heat it up. And now we want to get those tomatoes incorporated into our chili here. Now I'm going to tell you, you can go ahead and put all of these ingredients in a slow cooker and then just let it cook for 2 hours or 3 hours, whatever you want. But I would definitely brown the ground beef before putting it in, because that's what makes it really nice and tasty. I'm going to add a little bit more of this beef broth. There we go. And then I'm going to cover it up and go another 10 minutes. So we're probably going to be at 30 minutes for this chili, but we still have to add the beans, you guys. And I don't want to add them in yet because my beans are black beans. You can add your kidney beans, and now you want to add kidney beans, but mine are black beans and they're fairly soft, and I don't want them to get mushy inside of here. Also, these beans that I buy come in a can that are jalapeno and lime flavored. So there's little bits of jalapeno in there, and of course there's some lime, and that makes these beans extra soft and kind of buttery. I don't know how else to put it, but they're very nice and smooth, and they will be very mushy if I put them and cook them for too long. So they're going to wait to the very last, and then I'm just going to heat them up. But for now, we'll cover it up, and I'll be back. All right, everyone, so here we go. It's been another 10 minutes actually that I waited before I came back and opened up my pot here, and look at that. Yummy, yummy. It looks so good. Let me just add in my beans. Now again, like I said, you could use kidney beans instead of these. And there we go. I'm just gonna carefully and gently fold them in. Oh my God, this smells so delicious. I can't wait to taste this. I'm just gonna let the beans get nice and hot in there with the rest of my chili, which, oh my God, look at that. I mean, is this a chili or something else? I don't know. If you feel like you want it to be thicker, add some tomato paste in there, but I like the way it looks. I can see all the colors in there. It's delicious looking. It smells delicious, so I'm pretty sure it's going to taste delicious. I'm just gonna let it get hot, and then we're gonna serve it up and give this a taste. All right, here we go. Our chili is now ready to be served. Look at that, it got nice and thick in there. I think that because of the beans, it gave it a little bit of a thickness. So let's go ahead and serve some up in a little bowl here. Now I'm not gonna lie, I already put some cheese in there because I needed it for the picture before I serve. So it has a little bit of cheese on there, but I'm gonna go ahead and put some on top. And there we go. Here is my bowl of football Sunday chili. Now I don't have cornbread, but I do have this nice biscuit, which I'm going to enjoy with it. So let's give this a taste. Ooh, hot. Get a little bit of that meat in there. Mmm, ha 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 ha. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm gonna give myself a big old thumbs up, and I'm gonna go ahead and tackle up this bowl of my football Sunday chili. I hope that you enjoyed, and you will give me a big old thumbs up. Leave a nice comment down below and let me know what you think. And again, I will put the recipes for the chili and the soup in the description box below. By the way, this is nice and spicy thanks to the rotel, and then thanks to the jalapeno. So just be careful and use the products that you like for you. All right, everyone, make sure you also subscribe, and thank you to everyone who has been subscribing, and hit the notification bell. I have videos every Tuesday and every Friday, and once in a while I have a weekend vlog. Make sure you share on your social medias, and as always, enjoy.